Well, hello again, Sunday afternoon, Dumaguete, Philippines. Uh, Happy to be here. I have been at other places recently, and bigger cities, and just happy to get back to Dumaguete. Negatives, of course. Are there negatives where you live? Of course. So, depending on what you need, and we're all so different, you can make it go anywhere, right? If your mindset is proper, correct. So a lot of people don't like it here. I have a friend that moved or visited here, and he moved to Bacolod. I haven't talked to him since, but I've been there also. But the traffic's pretty heavy, and but there's pluses. I'd go to Bacolod before I go to Cebu if it meant to live somewhere. I hated Cagayan de Oro, CDO down in Mindanao. Just don't like it at all. So each to his own. And as you get around, probably you have a car or a little pickup or something. If you don't and prefer not to, well, let's say like I say, each to his own. I have to build that house originally. I bought this little Suzuki cargo van. It's a square box on the back of a little pickup. And so insurance on that, and insurance on a 2024 Chang'an CS15. Yeah, didn't think I'd buy a Chinese car. It's been very good. No issues, except it needs a sixth gear when you're, after 50 mile an hour. You need a sixth gear. It says it's a 5-speed. It does really good around here. And but when I went to Bacolod there a couple times, I could have used that sixth gear. I mean, when you're doing 100 kilometers per hour, which is 62 mile an hour, and it's winding at 3,000 RPM, that's, you cut your mileage down, and of course you can hear it also. So it needs that sixth gear. So if you're anticipating doing traveling, Chang'an has, if you step it up one model, I think it's called a CS35. It's got a lot of extra stuff in it, but it does have 6 gears, and I've spoken to people, expats who had one, and they really like it in every aspect. So, but that's let's see, that's about 500,000 or 600,000 pesos more. So you can understand why I settled for this one. Doesn't have electric mirrors, and doesn't have electric seats, but everything else is power, and it's got plenty of punch, but it should have for 5-speed, right? It's a double clutch automatic, so to getting used to it is just a little bit different than a typical 5 or 6 speed Toyota or Kia or whatever. It feels different. Shifting patterns different. I wouldn't say any smoother. Double clutch is supposed to be smooth. That's what they have in racing cars, but at least some. But anyway, we're talking about insurance, or I'm supposed to be. So what am I paying? $21.40 for both of them. Now, when you buy a car here, they'll include an insurance with it, but it's basic insurance, and it covers the victim if he gets hurt from your car if you hit him. It doesn't cover you or your car, so you want comprehensive. They will sell you a package at the dealership, which would run 22, 30 to 30,000 depending on the vehicle. It's 30-40% more expensive than what you can get through a broker, insurance broker, who handles 3 or 4 or 5 companies. And of course, with my past insurance experience of about 10 years, I opted for a broker, and I've got the best coverage that you can get in the Philippines for 2140 pesos per month. So figure that out. What is that? It's like 300 a year or something. 400 a year. It's not bad. However, I hope your experience isn't as mine is currently. Coming back out of Bayawan area, which is the west side of this island, coming around down the south and up to Dumaguete. I did that in a rainstorm, which is stupid, in the dark. Not a good idea to drive here in good weather conditions in the dark. I did it in a rainstorm. I was almost home, and I'm going to say an hour away, and I let 2 cars by. They were, they were heating it up. They seemed like they wanted to go fast, so I pulled over, let them by, and I thought, well, this is good because at least I'll be able to have a better visual of where I'm going. So I let them by, and I let them get ahead of me a good quarter mile. Well, there was an open, the road was open in the center by about 18 inches because they're redoing a certain strip of road. So you rode on the shoulder on both sides. Well, I don't know what happened with them, but I saw them stop when they got through that. Like I say, I was a quarter mile behind. I didn't know why they were stopping. But when I got there, I had to swerve very quickly and then swerve back, and a post without any signage whatsoever, no color, nothing, or was it, caught my car on the side. So I dinged the mirror, and I got a dent in the front door, and it caught my back light plastic cover, and that's all the damage. It's not, nothing severe. Well, I submitted a claim of end of January, 1st of February, something like that. The dealership, the Chang'an dealership, was going to fix it because they could access the parts better than, apparently. And it didn't matter to me if I had insurance, but at least they should be a more reputable company versus going out on the street and not knowing, the experience of people working there or what kind of treatment you'd get at all. So I took this as a safer option. Well, they submitted paperwork to the insurance company, and we kept getting it's hard to describe. Administration in these companies is horrible. And this is an insurance company. The dealer submitted claims. Actually, there's 2 different ones. I hit a huge dog on the front prior to this little accident, and it broke the shroud on the bottom and whatnot, so it needed a new bumper also. That was one claim, and then this other was the second claim. Well, they would receive one claim, then they'd write back and say, well, we didn't receive the other claim. Actually, they didn't say anything. And when the dealership didn't get any response, they'd try again. They'd send it again, and the people say, well, we didn't get it. Now, this is after weeks of follow-up between each incident. And finally, I had to get involved. The dealer says, can you help? So I got a hold of the broker, and I says, they've sent this to you 2 different times, and the insurance company's saying that they didn't get it. So please send everything to me, and I will send it directly to the broker. And long story short, after several months, they acknowledged receipt of it and started to process it. Well, how it works here is the people fixing your car will be paid prior to starting work on your car. So it took another month or 2 before the first check came to the dealer to for the one claim, and but no other check, nothing for the bumper, And so then we had to go through the whole thing again with the other smaller claim. And finally, last week, the dealer received the second check. So now I'm on a waiting list. Whether the dealer, I can't imagine him being so busy, really. But I'm thinking that maybe they didn't get all the parts that they needed initially. He said he ordered them and received them, but I'm having my doubts. So I'm on a waiting list now to get this little bit of damage fixed. So end of January, what's this, middle of August, and my car's not fixed yet, and I hang all the negativity between the broker and the insurance company, but mostly the insurance company. I don't know what kind of administration, I don't know how they handle their paperwork, but it has to be a mess, because we had to spill things out, and a client having to get involved over the broker to get the car fixed because the shop nothing materialized. So long story short, I'm waiting. When it gets fixed, I am not so sure that I'm going to bother with car insurance here in the future. Now, $300 or $400 a year isn't a huge amount, considering that I'm covering 2 vehicles. Really, is it? But this is what you need to anticipate when you're dealing with insurance here. Now, someone else might have a much better experience, but I have to say that I have not. And I suppose if I didn't understand the business at all, I'd be super frustrated. But you get older and you learn patience. I mean, it's not that I couldn't, I can't drive the car, because it's just got what's visible, if you'd take a quick look at it, was just a dent in the middle of my front door on one side. And you'd overlook the rest because it's so obscure that it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. In fact, I park it sometime to run the Suzuki, get it, keep it charged up. But you're going to need to learn patience here, I tell you. And that's just not with insurance company. So if you're an impatient kind of person, I'm going to say, as an impatient person, I'm going to say, don't move here. But if you have a really open mind to learn patience, like I guess I had, then you learn to deal with it along with everything else. And it's okay, because what was my last month's cost of living? $1,400. When if the money goes elsewhere too, but cost of living, basically, it's not bad. You can do it. If you throw money around, you're going to need a lot of it. I know guys here that live really well on disability, military disability, and some have pensions. They're doing fine. All I have is Social Security, and I had a decent amount of savings, which I still have. But unanticipated losses come when you move to a place like this, at least the way I did. I walked away from a house. That's a bunch of bucks. So don't come if you don't have substantial savings or decent amount of savings. And I'm not talking 25,000 either, or 30 or 40. I'm talking much more substantial. And make sure you're at least at a couple thousand a month, because things happen. I mean, thank God my health is very good. I came out of pocket for this for the surgery on this eye. So I didn't have to. I didn't need it done. My glasses were doing fine. I had 20/20 in both eyes, but I thought it'd be nice to do without glasses, for at least the last few years I'm going to be here, after wearing them for 40 years or 50. And I'm hoping it improves, but there's things you can't anticipate. I mean, there's guys here that one's suffering from leukemia right now, and he's not eligible for Social Security yet. In a few months, you can run into that. A younger guy died of a heart attack. He was 54. Things you can't anticipate. You need to take that into consideration. Don't come here flippantly and just hope that you're going to make it on 14, 15, 1,600 a month, because you might not. And I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't bar hop. I eat well and properly, so I don't skimp there. But depending on your living habits right now. So I just say, I caution you, just be careful. Otherwise, people are great, and I mean, my goodness, sometimes I look in the mirror to see if there's a cop behind me, because I don't waste much time a lot of times. But there's freedom there. There's no cops. There's no radar. There's no, just be careful, because the driving here situation is quite different, and you can get in trouble real quick. So so much for car insurance. That's what it was supposed to be about. So it's up to you. Again, $300 or $400 a year isn't bad for two vehicles, but anticipate a lesser kind of service than what you would get in the U.S., for example. I remember I had just a little wee dent in a door. Someone's backing out of a space at Walmart caught the side of my back door when I was there in my last little car, and I I mean, within a week it's fixed, and insurance paid up and everything. So it's different, but I love it here. I'm going to stay, not going anywhere. So until next time, I'll try to bring you something new. Okay, take care all. Have a blessed remainder of your day.